It's fall, it's pumpkin season, and since I love pumpkin, cookies were calling my name. Now these soft pumpkin drop cookies, like they don't scream pumpkin. They just have like a perfectly balanced, subtle pumpkin taste to them. This recipe is an original, but it was inspired by my mom's chocolate cream drop cookies and her pumpkin coffee cake. The inside is like soft, like these cookies, and then it has that wonderful, crunchy, brown sugar topping like you see on most coffee cakes, and then the vanilla glaze on top. It just hits the spot. So let's whip these together. Thank you for watching, and I'm Claudia with eatcolor with Claudia. So first up is the streusel topping. I like to get that done first. We'll start with 1 cup flour, half a cup brown sugar, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, and just a little pinch of salt. And blend this up nicely. And now we'll add a 1/3 cup of butter. Cut it into like little pieces like this. Now with a fork and a knife, go ahead and cut some of the butter in. And then I take my fork and I just kind of try to work the butter all the way around into the flour and the sugar. And so now I'm ditching the fork. I'm going to use my fingers. And now you just keep on doing this. It's just light and fluffy here until you see we have all these little lumps. Now I'm just going to cover this with some cling wrap and stick it in the refrigerator until we need it later. Now I'm getting together all the dry ingredients so we can sift it in a bowl. I've already got 2 3/4 cup flours, and then we've got half teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of this baking soda, and a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And we'll just sift this into the bowl. Okay, so now we're just gonna keep our dry ingredients here. We're just gonna move them off to the side, let them just wait. And now we're gonna come over here to the mix master for just 3 ingredients here. We need a half cup of soft butter, 1.5 cups of sugar, 2 eggs. Let's give this a whirl. You can rest. Okay, that looks beautiful. Let's just add a few more ingredients, and we need our pumpkin puree. And I want to point out that the Libby's pumpkin brand is the best because it has the least amount of moisture. We'll put in half cup of this pumpkin and a half cup of sour cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And the last ingredient to go in is the pumpkin spice. This is what's going to give it that delicious flavor. And we need 1.5 teaspoons. And now we're just going to whip this up again. And now we're ready to add the dry ingredients in. Now we're just going to put this on a low setting and just let it just mix together. We have some beautiful pumpkin cookie dough in here. Now I like to just transfer the batter into just like a little bit of a smaller bowl because we need to put this in the refrigerator and let it chill for about an hour. We're ready to bake the cookies. Baking sheet, oven on 400 degrees. And I've taken the pumpkin dough and the streusel out of the refrigerator. And now the streusel, it probably got a little bit hard, and just kind of loosen it up a little bit. Now we're going to use if you have a cookie scooper, or you can always use a teaspoon. And now we're just going to drop them on the ungreased cookie tray. These cookies kind of plop up versus, getting flat. Okay, now we need to get the strudel on top of all the pumpkin cookies. So just kind of pat it and drop some strudel. You know what's so great about these cookies is that they stay intact, and so meaning like you can travel. You can put these in a box and send them to somebody because they don't crack when you ship them, and you can take them and bring them to gatherings, to your friends, wherever. They're just such versatile. They're just great cookies all the way around. Now I'm going to put these in the oven for like 8 to 10 minutes, but in my oven it just takes 8 minutes, just until you start to see the bottom of it just get slightly brown. So I have the cookies on this cooling rack, and I took them off of the baking sheet after 2 minutes, because then they begin to stick on the tray, so you want to get them right off and let them cool. And now while they're cooling, we're going to get the vanilla glaze ready. So we start off with 1.5 cups of confectionate sugar, half of a teaspoon of vanilla, 3 tablespoons of milk. And now just stir this, and just keep stirring until you get a liquid. And your glaze should look just like this. And look how it dribbles. Just perfectly. Oh my gosh, these cookies are gonna be so delicious. Y'all, this is the perfect fall cookie. It can't get any better than this. Just drizzle the glaze on here. Just take your time. It's actually really fun. This whole recipe was so fun to make. So once the cookies dry, you need to get them in the cookie jar for your family. Oh my gosh. These cookies, soft on the inside, get that nice little crunch and that vanilla glaze. Let me know what you think. Let me know after you make these cookies. And until next week, bon appetit.